Hello and welcome everybody back to the channel again. This is Thomas I and Lucky bringing you more Patriots franchise. After the scare this morning, we beat the Patriots 35-10. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out that video. The whole first quarter, I go in a soapbox. Or the whole first half. This week, we had the 4-8 Dolphins. And the only team we've lost to was a team that was a 4-win team. I don't even see the Falcons on here. But in other news, Cameron has dropped to 11-2. This is pretty big for us. Because his team, he's saying that his team doesn't feel great on defense. I'm obviously not going to say too much. Obviously, we talk to each other outside of the, let's talk about our next opponent. We obviously talk to each other outside of this. Like, our conversations aren't limited to every, 4 to 5 weeks. Film. They struggle with pass blocking. Oh, thank fuck. So I'm feeling good. Oh, thank God the center is going to be playing the gas. But, I am still nervous to play Cameron because our offense has been a little iffy here and there. Well, this isn't going to happen. Like, I'm not even going to entertain it. But yeah, want to just take a look at the remainder of the schedule. And I obviously want to be aware of stats. We go Dolphins, Bills, Saints, Cowboys, Chargers. I think our last 3 out of 4 games are going to be tough. Especially if the offense that appeared against the Falcons and the Panthers appears. Defend against Stephon A-Chain. I'm okay with that. And Jalen Ramsey, also okay with that. I want to look at our team stat. I forgot Kevin Wiggins is out for a little bit. Who do I put in weekly training? I think I'm going to put Javon Baker in here. I don't know why. Just feels like a solid idea. I'm going to go for our normal set of goals. And I'll see you at the injury report. I accidentally just instantly clicked A on the injury report. That is my bad. Marco Wilson and Kai Lane. Both players with skill points. Kai Lane, I'm really excited for. I mean, he's gotten 5 skill points, I think, over the course of this season. And I think by the time that he's going to play, he's going to be about 24 years old. And hopefully have another dev trade underneath his belt. Looking at the injury report, still only Kevin Wiggins on here. But then looking at the Dolphins injury report, they are clean against us. Dolphins, as we know, Hill, Ramsey, Waddle, Tua, Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips, Teron Armstead, Kendall Fuller. Pretty potent offense. Now, they said they wanted to highlight the center. They have a backup left tackle that's just good with Stardev. Interesting. And they also drafted another left tackle. Why? Got Matt Hennessy, Aaron Brewer, and Solomon Kindley. Yeah, this offensive line's kind of a yikes, but their left tackle depth is legit. Dolphins get the ball first against us. Not really too nervous about this game. I mean, obviously, there could be this scenario where, something adverse happens, which would not be good, but I'm fairly confident going into this game. I'm not, oozing confidence. I'm not, I don't feel overconfident. I just currently am residing in the mindset of, I think we are going to beat this team. I don't think we're going to kill them. But I definitely think we have a competitive game ahead of us that we are going to win. That is where I'm at. Jonnu Smith, catch for however many yards. But yeah, don't really have too much to say. I mean, honestly, my big concern right now is just making sure that we don't have to play in the wild card. While I don't think it's a disadvantage to play in the wild card, it just not something I exactly want to do. And I do hope for Cameron's sake he also manages to get the 1 seed, as Christian Barmore, massive tackle for loss. Like, I don't know, I'd like to see my partner in this series be successful. Obviously against me, I don't wish that, but I wish for his success against the CPU games. I would really love to see this Eagles score, but I don't think we're gonna get it. I did go through the depth chart after realizing we're not going to have Kevin Wiggins. And I decided to put Keaton Mitchell back on kickoff return. I don't remember what happened to cause that to not be the case in the first place. But we went and made that a reality again. From what I'm seeing, though, is that unless if Cameron goes on a massive losing streak, he's got a top, what's it called, set. We're going to go ahead and decline this offside call. I think I'd rather take the 3rd and 1. We're going to be able to hammer through for a first down, as that's not Christian Wilkins, but whoever number 94 is. Obviously, not great for the Jets. I tried to spin out of that. I think that's Jordan Poyer on the tackle. Wouldn't mind getting the ball to somebody else on a fresh set of downs. And Miami just sent the house. Got 3rd and 11. While I'm not crazy about doing that underneath throw, I do recognize it's high utility. So we're going to get this out to Javon Baker. Really has come on strong in the second half of this season. I cannot complain about what I've seen from him at all. Wouldn't mind going to the strong side of the field here. Just unfortunate. Would have loved for that slot corner to be blocked. I've been trying to put a big emphasis on owning time of possession, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm trying to keep the ball in our hands and try to keep the clock running. I also noticed on this play while editing, there's so many times I throw it to Tyquan Thornton and Hunter Henry is just open. And in that scenario, not the case. Because of the Dolphins' potency on offense, I'm not... That could have been bad if I missed that. Wasn't overly inclined to go for it there. I normally try to treat 4th down as another down, but with 4th and 5 in that scenario, I'm just not crazy about it. And especially in the game against the Falcons, there were times where, whatever. I didn't know where I was going with that at all. So I figured I'd quit while I was where I'm at. Never a big fan of these wide receiver cutbacks or whatever the fuck they are. The motions, like, I didn't think that'd be an RPO, but oh well. That's a tough one for Jelani Tavai. I think that's just a really well-thrown ball. Give me over to Tavai. And Matthew Judon gets a sack. I think he's getting close to 5 on the year now. Oh, I always gotta love that from a player of his caliber. As Josh Uche was coming up around the opposite side. That could have been, I would have really enjoyed 2 back-to-back sacks on Tua. We got 3rd and long for the what's it called? Matthew Judon definitely at least got credit for half a sack there, maybe the whole one. I don't get this camera angle for the punt, but you know what? I'm kind of okay with it. I'm going to get the ball at the 21. I'm going to try and catch him off guard on 1st down. I'm a fan of this play action, especially if we can connect with Tyquan Thornton down the field. Javon Baker might have enough of a step. Swatted by Kendall Fuller. Thought I led that pass far enough. A little shocked by that, but we got 2nd and 10. Had to get that one out a little quicker than I would have liked. Able to spin back inside with Antonio Gibson. He just has some really fun moves to work with. I can never complain with what I get out of Antonio Gibson. We're able to get this out to Demario Douglas. If I could have split that and gotten the touchdown there, that'd have been pretty sweet. Obviously, Hunter Henry here is going to be a look. Don't have him. I'm going to go back to Antonio Gibson. Touchdown on a play that showed a lot of athleticism, in my opinion. Way to go, bud. All right, well, Dolphins get a minute 13 left in the half to score. I fully anticipate them using, or at least making an attempt to score. I'm expecting something with... This is like what's tough. I hate having one linebacker on the field and then it'd be like a scenario like this where Tua's just left free to either run. I commit to covering the running back or I cover the tight end. Always a decision. I mean, obviously the ideal scenario there is to like be far enough from the tight end to where Tua's going to attempt to throw to him. But then obviously be being just in the right position to make the pick. Caleb Farley was burned off the line there. There's just not much he can do there. I think the only way we prevent that from being a touchdown is if we can somehow cause a pass interference. One thing that is nice is that we do know our offense has the ability to make big plays, and of course I'm going to be looking at JAVON Baker for this big play, and we're going to call our first time out of the half. At the very least, I would like to get into field goal range to carry some sort of lead going into half. We're going to call our second timeout. JAVON Baker goes over 50 yards on the day. If the safety drops or sinks to the middle, Demario Douglas here would be diabolical. All right, we're going to get Tyquan Thornton for another first. I'm going to leave the clock running and try and call one more play. Pro tip, I don't know if I've mentioned this before in other videos. Don't run no huddle in the 2-minute drill. You are going to lose all the time. Just call plays normally. No huddle's just going to sink away your time. And you're not going to be able to make an effective drive on the ball. And JAVON Baker gets, I think maybe no, that's his first touchdown of the day. I'm thinking of the game earlier against the Steelers. But that's a great drive to have right before half when we get the ball. Big hit for Marco Wilson. So, what are you running here? I think a play action would be pretty smart. Dude, Josh Uche was chasing forever. He wanted that sack. Kept the goals exactly the same. 17-10 is your score at half. I mean, we've been playing pretty much the brand of football that I'd like to be seeing out of this team. I have throws I like off the rip. That's a big one if he can bring that down. Obviously, we gave Tyquan Thornton a massive contract extension. There are things that I wish he could do. Juke back inside. Oh! Plays like that make Antonio Gibson feel so special as a running back. Like, it's so fun to watch. His number 94 just absolutely eats up that gap. Can't always get everything you want every play. Oh, yikes. Oh, yikes. Oh, yikes. Good job holding it in. Now, one thing I've noticed is that I did say I wanted to use Drake May's legs a lot more, and that is something I definitely haven't done. And I still kind of agree with that sentiment that, like, I definitely should use his legs a little bit more. But I feel like also a lot of the time, I don't know why I hesitated there and then just didn't hit the gap once the block was engaged. That's annoying. I feel like a lot of the time, like, the opportunity to use his legs really gets squandered because of his arm ability. And I feel like our wide receivers... I'm going to say something I relatively disagree with. Our wide receivers do a good job of getting open. Now, the reason why I disagree with this, wow, I didn't think that was warranted, but I'm going to take that every day of the week. I'm not going to say our wide receivers always get open. I will say, on the other hand, I am pretty good at getting to a guy who's going to catch the ball. And on a play where it's like you have 4 receivers running routes, it's like, at an extent, like, you're going to find somebody open at some point of the route. It's just you noticing it. Like, how fast you can process it is totally on you. I don't know, because, like, whenever I play some of my friends, they always complain, like, oh, it always seems like you have somebody open. It's because I don't lock into just, like, one guy normally when I'm passing. Like, I'm going to look for, there's obviously going to be the guy I like, and then I try to pick a second favorite route, and then I pick my oh shit route, which is my third one. So there's always somebody on a play I'm not going to throw to. But I usually try to make it a situation where there is always at least 3 that I'm going to look at getting the ball to. What's Josh Uche doing back there already? That's kind of funny. So we haven't really been taking advantage of this bad center. And while that doesn't... Good hit, Caleb Farley. I would complain, but I feel like we've all just overall done a good job. This defense does a good job getting to the ball. There's no doubt about that. All right, score 24-10. Gonna run man here on first down. That's a pretty smart play to run, I think. That's a great edge set by Josh Uche. Forces the running back to try to cut back inside, and by then reinforcements have gotten there. I love watching the line play. Like, I think offensive line play can be so interesting to watch. As Christian Barmore, no, Josh Uche gets the sack. Like I said, I just think the battles you get to witness are pretty good to watch. Like, you typically have at least something that's interesting to watch. That's a blown coverage by me. I'm all right. Our next drive on offense. I mean, we can either go down and score or take up a lot of the clock. And I'm kind of in the mindset that I'm down to do a little bit of both. On this play, would have liked to have gotten out into that open field, but Antonio Gibson, 60 yards rushing. Now, this is one of those games where I feel like he has a lot more than that. As holy shit. You have 5 people on the side of the box, and I guess if you count the safety, you have 8 with the heads up defensive tackle. That's crazy. You're just giving me the yards? I'm going to take those every day of the week. That was a 38-yard run. It's like, well, what do you expect me to do? You put over half of your defense on one side of the offensive line. Of course I'm not running over there. I think you're going to see a JAVON Baker player of the game. He's just been getting open in the red zone. I can't complain with what I've been getting out of him today. I wouldn't mind getting another drive just to get Antonio Gibson a little bit more yards. I mean, the fact that he's at where he's at yards-wise and he missed... Is that going to count as a sack? I hope it does. It was a loss of 3. Matthew Judon could also be in contention for this player of the game status. Just get the tackle and push him out of bounds. Perfect. But yeah, I mean, he's had 1,000 yards and he missed 3 games. I mean, I would say that's a pretty good set of stats for him. We just can't let Jalen Waddle get that open. Like, that's just disgusting. But I mean, the other way to look at it is your other very electric superstar wide receiver has done diddly dick this game outside of like 1 or 2 catches. I thought he fumbled the ball at first. I just got so excited, my eyes kind of... I'm not going to say my eyes lit up, but... It's a big stop on 3rd down. I'm going to sit in this sort of look. Drop back into coverage. Christian Barmore, I think a solo sack of his own. They're going to call a timeout with 30 seconds left. Going to have 2 linebackers on the field. Whiffed on the tackle. That's tough. So we're going to salt away the clock. Like I said, I'm interested in running the ball a little bit more with Gibson. So I'm going to do just that. I love a set of skinny stand-up linebacker slash defensive ends. And of course, right as I say that, I get blown up by a skinny stand-up linebacker slash defensive end. Well, we're going to get one more run play. I'm not going to call the timeout. Not a terrible day for Antonio Gibson. 123 yards and a receiving touchdown with whatever his receiving yards were. Passing-wise, Drake May, 4 for 0 interceptions. I'm pretty sure Tua also had a pretty good day through the air. 17 for 22, 229, 77% completion rate. Not going to complain. Antonio Gibson, as we said, good day on the ground. Javon Baker, 6 for 95, 3 touchdowns. Antonio Gibson, 3 for 26 and a touchdown. Then Tyquan Thornton, Douglas, and Henry all did their things. Matthew Judon, 2.5 sacks with another tackle for loss. Not a bad day for him. No forced fumbles on our end, but I mean, this is a pretty good win for us. No skill points after this game. We do have the storyline we could readdress. The team had like 5 sacks this game, and I don't think almost any of them were on the center. We're gonna go ahead and back the quarterback. Great to get a win. Definitely am frustrated we didn't do a job pressuring the center. We got 5 sacks on defense. Who cares if we didn't execute on the center? That's so stupid. Well, next week we get the Bills. Got another storyline. Damn, I was really hoping for Cameron's sake that the Eagles would have lost. I'm going to be watching for that game like a hawk. I'm really hoping for it. But that's all I got for you today. See you in the next video. Take it easy. Peace.